Hi, this is LauraJthe.Treetalker. Today I spoke to the cacao tree, which indicated it wanted to talk about being free. To the side, you'll see a slideshow of photos of the cacao tree, which originated in Central America. So I asked it what freedom would mean to you. It pondered, is there ever any time that is free? Are we not all a slave to time? Aren't each of our moments of existence tied to those that came before and will come after? That's probably true, I responded. So what are we talking about here? The only true free time and place exists in the consciousness. I mean, you can think whatever you want, believe whatever you want, or change those thoughts and beliefs at any time by small or large degrees for a reason or almost arbitrarily, it claimed. Why is this relevant? I asked. I'm just trying to point out, it said, that the mind, conscious or unconscious, is very fluid. It can go anywhere, dream up anything. Sometimes it comes up with solutions to problems, like how to make a tool that will help you perform a task. That's something you all have been doing for thousands of years that helped you to evolve. Tool making. You probably don't think about it when you use some simple tool such as a fork, for instance, but that thing took, in some cases, thousands of years to be created, starting with implements like stone axes and arrowheads and something to grind seeds into grain. And one thing leads to the next, etc., etc. But now look at you, the things you understand about the workings of tiny things like bacteria and viruses, much larger things like weather or tectonic plate motion, or enormous things like what's going on in the farther reaches of our own little part of the universe. Those are growing all the time. But all those things you discover appear to be limited by their physical form. Right, I observed. The sciences, discernible facts. Yes, of course, it said, but those things weren't discernible until you invented a tool that allowed you to see those bacteria, see the planet from space, invent a spaceship, or a telescope, or a microscope, or a combustible engine, or any of the other millions of tools you've created. Invention of tools has allowed you to become what you are today as a species, but the most important aspect of it all is the fact that you could imagine any of those things. The bringing them into being was almost secondary. It's the imagination that sets you free. You make it sound like humans are the only creatures with imagination. Is that really the case? I asked. No, it replied, all creatures, all things that have form, have imagination. It's just that our imaginations take us to different places than yours does. The truth is that imagination is a manifestation of any given form's manner of observing its surroundings through its own particular mechanisms, it explained. Okay, I need some help here, I said, like how? Take me, for instance. I don't have eyes or a mouth or arms or legs or a stomach or a heart, but I communicate with my surroundings and am capable of acquiring what I need to survive and of perceiving the world without having a brain. And I and all the other thousands of species of plant life like me have been working out how to do what we do for hundreds of millions of years. Well, that's pretty impressive, I admit. But if all that's true, how are we talking to each other now? I inquired. I communicate with you like I communicate with the mycorrhizal fungi in the ground from which I obtain nutrients, it explained, or with all the other trees in the world, all at once, anytime I like. You would probably call it ESP, but break that down. Extrasensory, meaning outside the senses, meaning you're communicating with me, not through your eyes or ears or senses or smell, taste, or hearing, but through a part of your body that has no location. It just knows. It just gets something. It just uses imagination to bring something into being. Cool, I said. Thanks. And that was what the cacao tree had to say. Pretty interesting, I thought. If you think so too, give it a like or a subscribe if you haven't already. And please share with nature-loving friends. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.